Hey guys, it's Lel, and I am super hyped after watching episode 48 of KIRAKIRA PRECURE. I'm hyped and I'm sad at the same time. First, I have to say this episode was gorgeous, and we're only one episode away of the end of the best Precure season. I am sorry, but I have to say this. I love KIRAKIRA Precure so much, and it's gonna be really hard to say goodbye. I know it's been criticized a lot on the internet, and some people are not really liking it, but I have to say, this season is perfect, and this episode just proved it. Everything that we wanted to have in this season, we had in this episode, even the fights. The fight in this episode was gorgeous. I was like, oh my god, am I watching KIRAKIRA Precure here? I was so shocked because I was not expecting the final fight to be like that. I was expecting them to fight hard against Eliseo, but I was not expecting the fight to go like that. But let's talk about the episode itself. First of all, we've had the confrontation between the girls and Eliseo himself. Eliseo finally descended and they started fighting. Obviously, the girls did not hold back, and we had our physical fight of the season. We've had some physical fights here and there in very sparse moments. Gelato sometimes uses her fists to fight, but in this episode, all of the girls used physical fights to go against him. All of them. And even Custard, I was like, girl, you can do this. It's amazing. I mean, they're pre-cures, they're cures, so they can do it. And I was very surprised because this fight was beautifully animated. It was interesting to see them using their powers in lots of different ways, and I loved it. And it's also impressive that they also use their crystal animals, their animal crystals. And I just have to say, I love how Yukari sits on her cat. It's obviously the best thing about the animal crystals. And you know, the fight was so frenetic. I mean, the girls flying around him and trying to get him. But as we know, the final fight is obviously not that easy. They were able to land some hits on him. He was able to land some hits on the girls. But in the end, they were all on the ground. But they were obviously very motivated. And one of the things that KIRAKIRA Precure does so well is enhancing the characters individually. And I think that they also had a specific scene for that in this episode, in which all the girls are talking about what they love and what they really like doing in their own lives. And that's a way to enhance their personalities, enhance what they love, enhance what they like doing. And there was obviously a scene. I got really emotional because I love all of those characters. I think they're all amazing and I root for them. You know, when you like a character a lot, I think that you root for that character. You want that character to be happy, right? And I really enjoyed seeing that in this episode, in this last fight. And we also had a very nice moment when the girls used their power-ups, and I was like, okay, probably Pecorine is not gonna receive one, but she did, and it was nice because she had donut wings, and I was like, oh my god, she's so cute. And obviously Cure Pecorine was participating in all of this. That's amazing as well. She didn't do anything, to be honest, but it was nice, and it was nice that she was with Cure Parfait in her Pegasus. And yeah, at that moment when they used their power-ups, we've had a very big confrontation between the girls and Eliseo. They were able to use their powers in such a humongous way. I loved that. And Eliseo was also very strong, but he ended up being defeated. And everyone in Strawberry Hill ended up remembering who they are and what they love and how much they love those girls. And you know, we've had some very nice moments with characters remembering their loved ones, and I really like that. Not only their loved ones, we had Misaki remembering how much she loves rock music. I love that. I love Misaki, and it was nice seeing her in this episode. Ichika's mom as well. I mean, she was not only thinking about Ichika, and that's amazing. I mean, she's a mom. She's obviously concerned about Ichika, but she was also concerned about her job and how much she loves her job. That's also gorgeous. I mean, an older woman talking about the love of her life, which is being a doctor. That's such a great example for kids all over Japan, and I really like that. And, well, the fight was over, but Eliseo was still feeling pain. I love Eliseo, and I think that the way he was turned into a villain is very nice. I thought that Eliseo was very cold and he was very cold-hearted, but that's not the case. He doesn't have a heart. And it was interesting when he was talking to Yukari. I love the dialogues between Yukari and Eliseo. They make a great duo because both of them are very smart. And she was talking about that. I mean, he's shown lots of different emotions throughout the series, and she could notice that. But he said to her that he was only emulating those emotions. And then we've had that scene in space that he ended up losing to the Precures, and he knew that he couldn't beat them. So he thought, okay, I'm going to absorb you all inside of me. So since I have no feelings, there's gonna be nothing. And I'm gonna rot here in space and everyone's gonna disappear, and that's a good thing. But before talking about that scene, I want to talk about Eliseo, because Eliseo wanted to dominate the world, and by dominating the world, he wanted to be the ruler. That's a very interesting thing because he said he has no heart, so he has no good nor bad inside of him. So he can be the perfect ruler. He can be someone who is very fair. But we know this is not the case, especially when you're dealing with humans, when you're dealing with interactions, and when you're dealing with people who want different things in life. We know it doesn't work like that. And then Eliseo absorbs the cures, and he absorbs the whole earth. That was so over the top. He absorbed everything. And because of that, the cures were stuck, and they ended up becoming kind of desperate because they didn't know what to do. And that scene, it brought a tear to my eye because it was such a special moment. I've been complaining in lots of videos about Chorou-sama. He does nothing and he's just there, he's kind of useless. But in this episode he did something so nice, and I was so happy when he appeared. He appears there with the girls and he helps them. He broke free, he used his own KIRAKIRA for that, and he almost disappeared. I was so glad he didn't because, you know, Chorou-sama, he does nothing, but we still love him, right? And he was able to break the girls free, and they were able to meet Picario and Biburi. I love both, and especially Biburi, you guys know how much I love her. And that scene with everyone just, you know, trying to give them their power. It was really powerful. But it didn't work out, as you guys know, it didn't work out. And then we had to go back to Eliseo again. Eliseo was there inside of him. He was outside, but he was also inside. And he was able to understand a little bit more of himself. And it was very interesting. Noir took his own body and turned Eliseo into a puppet. And we saw the moment that Eliseo was born. That moment was very impactful because it had lots of puppets. Visually, it reminded me of a puppet. The way he moved, he was trying to learn how to move, it seems. So it was like someone was controlling him with strings, and that was very impactful. I loved that visual representation. And another thing that I really liked in this moment was that Eliseo was remembering every time Noir approached someone so that that person could become a villain. So we saw Biburi, we saw Julio, we saw Grave. We saw Grave again becoming a villain, and we saw lots of different people becoming villains for Noir. We know they probably fought against Lumiere because I don't know. But Eliseo captured every one of them in his cards. And he was talking about humans and how much we interact with each other and how hurtful that can be. And he didn't want to suffer anymore, so he wanted to cut everything off. But obviously the girls found that Eliseo had a little heart there, because his heart was created with Kirakiraru. Kirakiraru that Lumiere did with her sweets, and Noir took those sweets that was supposed to be his, and it was supposed to bring him happiness. And he just took it all and he couldn't handle it, and he made those Kirakiraru become dark, and then he infused that in Eliseo. So Eliseo had a heart. Eliseo had something inside of him, and with that, they were able to bring everyone back again. And that scene was intergalactic levels of power. Because, come on, that was really something else. I mean, those girls, they created the world again. They created Earth again. That was, again, over the top. But I loved it. I loved how they were able to bake. While creating sweets, they were able to make a new world. I mean, the world is the same, but they had to recreate it because Eliseo absorbed it. And everyone was able to become human again, all those things. And I was very impacted with that scene because it was so strong. Those girls are really strong. People say the cures in KIRAKIRA PRECURE are very weak, but now I think no one can say it anymore. I mean, they created the world for you, for us. So we're living in the world that the KIRAKIRA girls created. Or, I don't know, now we have like conflicting stuff, KIRAKIRA PRECURE and Madoka Magica. I mean, who are we supposed to worship now? Anyways, I think that after all this fight, the girls came back to Earth together with Eliseo. They had a very nice talk. I really liked this last interaction between them, and Eliseo was hopeful for the world and he wanted to see more of the world. And we also had a very nice scene with him throwing the cards and Ichika blowing her candles as Cure whipped, so she was able to give like that very strong blow, and that was a very beautiful thing because we were still celebrating Ichika's birthday. Everything happened in Ichika's birthday, poor girl. And the last scene with everyone there just waiting for Ichika to come back so that they can celebrate. We saw so many nice characters. If you freeze that frame and look at everyone, you can see lots of different characters that appear throughout the series. That makes me really happy and kind of nostalgic because it's been a great year. So next week we have the last episode. I think it's going to be nice because it seems that we're going to see the last fight. It's not going to be a very important one, but it seems, at least from the preview, it seems that KIRAKIRA is going to be the one that's going to fight. So I'm really excited to see that because we haven't seen much of KIRAKIRA, and KIRAKIRA was pretty weak last week. So I don't know, I'm very excited to see that, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be very sad and to say goodbye to Yukari. Yukari's probably leaving next episode as well. And we're gonna have to say goodbye to KIRAKIRA PRECURE. But it's time for Hakuto. Hakuto is almost here. February 4th, don't forget, Hakuto is almost here with us. So we have to watch it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye bye.